Okay, we are running ever so slightly behind, so I'm going to say nothing except, ladies and gentlemen, may I introduce, no, yes, Gideon Amichay, who's going to come up from no, yes, yay.
Where's the first slide? Good evening. I'd like to start with a short story about my mother. First, a spoiler. My mother was a Jewish mother. And as a Jewish mother, she wanted me to be a doctor or a lawyer, or as she used to say, be something. I wanted to be a doctor. What is about? Excuse me? Okay. I wanted to be sorry. As a Jewish mother, she wanted me to be a doctor or a lawyer, or as she used to say, be something. I wanted to be a cartoonist. Oy vey, a cartoonist was not on her list. I was 6 or 7 and I was drawing. My mother became the critic. I'm not sure about the colors. I'm not sure about the composition. At the very same time, every drawing of my friends went to the refrigerator door. You know, the fridge, the museum of kids. Fast forward, 1989. At that time, I was on an exchange student program with the School of Visual Arts. And Paul Peter Porges was my teacher. Actually, he was my hero. He was a cartoonist for The New Yorker. And if there is a dream for every cartoonist in the world, is to publish your first cartoon in The New Yorker. So I shared my dream with Paul. Paul was so serious. Why do you insist on The New Yorker? There is no way to get in, he told me. But this is my dream, I told him. So if you want, you should know that on every Wednesday, you could actually go to The New Yorker and deliver an envelope with sketches and have it back on Friday. I didn't need to hear anything more. I was drawing all day and all night, and on Wednesday I walked all the way to The New Yorker. I went up to the 22nd floor and I met the receptionist. The receptionist gave me the look, the I have seen thousands like you kind of look. And it was funny because I gave him the same kind of look. I have seen thousands like you. He took the envelope and stuck it into a huge box full of envelopes. On Thursday, I hardly slept. On Friday, I rushed full of excitement to The New Yorker, and I received my envelope back. All the drawings were in it, and there was a yellow note from The New Yorker with the logo and everything. It was an American Explain. Doesn't work. Okay. It was an American apology, explaining my drawing didn't fit. On Monday, I showed the note to Paul. I told you so, Paul told me so. But that was my dream. I took my sketchbook and I walked all over the city drawing more and more sketches. And on Wednesday, 1 envelope, 20 sketches, and 1 me. Walked all the way to The New Yorker. On Friday, another no yellow note was waiting for me. More Wednesdays and more Fridays, more sketches. By the way, here is one, fast food. And more Fridays and more Wednesdays and more Fridays. I had already a relationship with the receptionist, as in the most important book by Yitzhak Bashevis Zingers, Enemies, a Love Story. I loved the receptionist. He hated me. More Wednesdays and more sketches and more notes. Nothing really happened, but then one Friday there was a surprise. I know, don't jump into conclusions. It was the same no yellow note, but there was a scribble on it. But it was illegible. I couldn't read it. I asked the receptionist if he could read it. He couldn't read it either. At that point, it hit me. See, my mother was right. If I had been a doctor, I could have read it. On Monday, I showed the note to Paul. Paul was so happy. This means something. It means someone is telling you, you're on the right track. It reads, sorry. Sorry. A scribble, it became a masterpiece. I got so much energy and was drawing more and more sketches. By the way, here is another one. And then the next Friday, I got another scribble. Keep trying. See, I could read it now. More Wednesdays and more Fridays and more drawings. But one Friday, one drawing was missing. The scribble said, holding one. What did it mean? Paul knew the answer. It means the cartoon editor is keeping one of your drawings for the editorial meeting. Keeping or not keeping, my excitement was kept exactly 1 week because the next Friday I received my envelope with 21 sketches, 20 plus 1. More Wednesdays, more Fridays, more sketches, more scribbles, even holding 2. Nothing really happened. After 1 year, 1,000 sketches, I had to go back to Bezalel in Jerusalem to present my final project. So I chose the best 10 sketches as my final project, created final art out of it, and started my long career in advertising. The dream went to the drawer. Fast forward 1993. At that time, commercial TV was starting in Israel. And I was sent by my agency to New York to learn how to create commercials. Now, you know the weather difference between Tel Aviv and New York in January. So I opened my closet, my winter closet, finding my scarf and my gloves, and there it was, the envelope with the 10 final drawings, the 10 rejected final drawings. I have nothing to lose, I told myself. I put it in the suitcase and I flew to New York. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. On Wednesday at noon, you know exactly what happened. I went all the way to the New Yorker. I went up and I met the receptionist. He was a new one, but he gave me the same old look. The next day, when I came back to the hotel room, a voice messaging was waiting for me. Hi, Gideon, this is Anne from the New Yorker. Could you please drop by our office? We would like to discuss some of your drawings. Now, you should know in advertising, we hate the word discussion. There is a discussion about everything, about the logo, the size of the logo, about where, when, if, whatever. But at that very moment, I loved discussions. I met the receptionist again, and for the very first time, I went through the castle gates. I met Françoise Molly, the art editor of the New Yorker. All my drawings were leaning against the wall, and she said, we would like to buy that one. And here is my full color page, published in the New Yorker, 1995. And she said, and we would like to buy that one. And here is my second full color page, published in the New Yorker, 1995. When I walked out of the meeting, I called my mom in Tel Aviv. Mom, I have a surprise. Is she Jewish? Are you getting married? You see, you never win with Jewish mothers. Never. But this is not a story about drawings. This is a story about one word, full of inspiration. No. No, it's not fun to get a no. But CEOs, entrepreneurs, innovators, creative, we all get so many no's in life. In the beginning, I thought every no was the end of the wood. A no with an exclamation point, like a big one. But throughout my long career, my 25-year career in advertising, in marketing, creating thousands of campaigns, I found out that actually almost every no comes with a comma. Remember, the first no from the New Yorker was just a no, a standard no, yellow note. But then the next one was no, comma, sorry. And then no, comma, keep trying. Now that's the beginning of a yes. And then no, comma, holding 1 and no, comma, holding 2. No, comma, no, comma, no, comma. As in real life, no, comma, we don't have the budget. Or no, comma, we don't have the time, which is again a yes, a beginning of a yes. We would like to work with you guys, but we do have an issue of timing. The only problem is that clients don't really say no, comma, something. They just say no. And it's our job to find out which kind of a no, comma we are dealing with. Because there are so many types of no commas. Make no mistake, every no comma is the beginning of a yes. And by the way, there is one yes on that board. Yes, it took some time to find out because, yes, no's jump first. See, for me, no is actually a question mark. No, really? Since then, I have a relationship with no commas. I hug them. I embrace them. For me, no comma is the best answer I can get because resistance is good. Resistance in innovation, resistance for entrepreneurs, resistance for new ideas is a great sign. Probably the best sign saying you are on a big something. Huge, maybe. Yes, we must have patience. We are all students in the University of Patience. And guess what? There is always another semester at that university. However, I admitted earlier that I have a relationship with no commas. Now, the big question is, what is your relationship with no commas? Back to the drawing from 1990, I believe that, my mother died in 2005, but I believe this drawing would have made it on her fridge. Thank you so much.